are you? Doing all right. Doing all right. She did her business, so all good here. We're ready for bed. Oh, she's ready for bed.
Did you see what song I was playing for the intro of the stream?
I didn't.
It's a shout out to you. It's a
Oh, is it?
specific reference, yes.
Cynthia's theme.
Yup. It's so epic.
It's really epic. Yeah, I really had a fun time with that plushie, making her bald.
Oh, that's so
But
awesome.
she's really cute, even when not bald.
Yeah?
I ordered her like 3 days ago, and she got here really fast, and it was free shipping. So I was kind of like, wow.
Ooh, nice.
I sent you a picture over text.
Oh, let's see it. Hey, bagged Cynthia. Let's go. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna squeeze her later.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Dude, orange. Your stream looks really orange. Discord reactive images. Log in with Discord.
Yeah, you saw that.
I saw that.
No. Yeah, Cynthia's pretty epic.
She's the reason I like women.
Ah, there you go.
When I was a little boy, I saw Cynthia for the first time, and I was like, wow.
Yup.
Maybe girls aren't yucky.
Yeah. Cynthia. Pretty cool. I never played that game, but my
You never
exposure to
did?
her. No, I was hearing the song in Smash and I really liked it, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's what it's from.
That's crazy. I can't imagine not playing Pocket Monsters fourth generation.
Right. I never did. I was missing out.
That's true. That's true. You really were.
Her theme is so awesome. I can't deny that. Both that piano one and the battle theme, I think, are pretty.
You know, it's really funny. Progressive. She's like everywhere.
Uh-huh.
She's been in fourth gen, fifth gen, seventh gen. She was
Wow.
technically in eighth gen.
What?
Or no, yeah, she was definitely in eighth gen because there was Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. So she's been everywhere.
I
Every single
gotcha.
time that she's had a battle, she keeps her theme,
Oh,
but the
okay.
tempo progressively gets faster.
Oh, really?
So in the fourth generation, it's kind of like do 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 do. Fifth generation, it steps up a couple of beats. Uh, it gets faster every time.
Uh-huh.
Every time they
Uh-huh.
remix it, it's always really great because it's a great theme. But
Yeah, for sure.
it's always really funny observing that.
I would have never known that. That's pretty weird.
Wow, invited me, little old me, to play
I
Fall Guys.
did. I did. You know it. You know I did. Your awesome skin.
Yeah, red panda. Let's see if I have other skins. I don't think I do. Outfits.
Whoa.
Oh, dude, I have a perfect one. Hang on.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's really perfect for this.
That's awesome. Okay.
Do you see it?
Oh, not yet. I didn't open. Oh, look at you. That's what's up.
Fully in the Christmas spirit, as they say.
That is you get a stamp of approval for this stream.
5 big booms.
Boom, 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 boom. You definitely did. That skin gets 5 booms on the boom meter.
It's always so funny. Oh, I'm sorry your bro died. He gets 5 big booms.
Boom, boom, boom. That's what's up.
They don't even flinch.
I'm making my Fall Guy look at yours.
Oh, are you?
Yes, they're having a very
Kinda.
deep stare down.
Well, what's bro doing?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So what did you do today?
I worked
Ah.
and then I took a nap.
Mm-hmm.
After work, couch naps really hit. They really do
Yeah.
hit.
Was Dewey with you?
No, she was sleeping on her bed.
Aw. That's sweet.
Then I took a shower and I went to Cane's. And I had a
Hey.
four-piece combo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're ready. My bad.
Oh, it's all good.
I didn't notice. I got a 4-piece combo, and Yui really likes Cane's fries, but I prefer eating in the actual restaurant. It's a whole bit.
Yeah.
And I said I'll just take some fries back with me. I got a small order of fries, and then I shared them with Yui while watching the Washington versus Packers game.
Oh, that sounds like a good time. Who won?
The Packers
I gotcha.
by something like 12 points or something like that.
Ooh. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad you were able to do that.
It's really weird too, be getting into football.
Have you ever
I never really.
Yeah.
Of what?
I was gonna ask if you if Quasimodo football helped inspire that.
Maybe, dude. Maybe.
Whee!
That fanfic from a while ago.
Yes.
That Fastra wrote was definitely a little bit inspiring.
Yeah, I can see why. It was just so beautifully told. No, I fell.
Bro,
I
fell.
see you. I'm gonna catch
Do
up
you?
to you.
Are you?
Maybe.
Is
Maybe
bro
not.
cooking?
No, don't close on me. Yeah, I made it through. Oh no, and then I just walked straight off. That's just on me.
Happens.
I might be needing to get carried this time. I'm
It's
usually pretty
okay,
good at
it's
this
okay.
one. But now I'm off my game. That was,
We're cooking, buddy.
oh no. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna
as
lock
they
in
say.
here. I've been falling for silly reasons.
Right, you made it. All right. Cook.
I'm going to pass. I'm going to qualify.
You're gonna
Right.
pass gas? That's crazy.
I just might if this gets intense enough. Boing.
Come on, buddy.
No!
Oh.
Yes! The
Yeah.
hard carry. That's what's
We
up.
cook. We cook today.
Let's go.
Oh, I've been getting into it because of my dad. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
he's a sports guy, right? So recently he got into fantasy football,
Oh, yeah.
and him and my mom they have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, let's make a family like fantasy football league. And
Oh.
I was like, all right, I'm not gonna do very well, and I don't really care all that much, but
Fair. That's fair.
I'll do it to like socialize with dad or
Yeah.
this and that and the other.
That's fair.
So I signed up, and I've actually been doing really well.
Yo.
And I'm a stats guy.
Okay.
I don't know if you're tapped into the lore, but I host my own website, and
Oh.
I've been posting stats for games I play, or like how
Oh.
long I play them, like when I played them, like what's the time I spent playing. There we go.
Good stuff. Good stuff. No, I had no idea. How long have you been doing that?
39 weeks.
Ooh. Coming up on the
Since
year.
the beginning of the year.
Yeah. What other
And,
kinds of stuff do you put on there?
It's just that, really. Sometimes I post like engineering projects,
Ooh.
but it's really just these are the games I played. And this is a short paragraph about it. Here's stats about them.
That's pretty cool.
It gets really interesting for me, but to get back to the point, seeing the stats and big number go up, I'm just thinking like, oh dang it, I'm really gonna get into football because I really like stats.
That's an interesting way to approach it. Ouch. I got hit by a fruit.
That's on me, Chief.
What kind of stats do you look at for to make it's predictions? I don't know
Like
what
for the
it's called.
team or what?
For like
For football or
Yeah.
for games?
for football. What kind of stats
So-
is there? I've never really looked at fantasy football.
It essentially boils down to these players did really good this game, so they got a lot of points. So if you're
Gotcha.
like the quarterback, you threw really good passes and you like made touchdowns, or if you're a runner, you ran really well and really far and you got past the defense and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Points vary. Sometimes people misplay, but it gets to the point where you're kind of like analyzing like, oh wow, this person typically does very well. So oh, what did you see that? You saw that.
I saw the tail end of it.
It just pushed me out.
No.
That's crazy.
Oh no, it's so man, we died. Just
That's
barely.
messed up.
We almost made it to the end. What if you did
It
Fall
pushed me
Guys
out.
stats
Go
like fantasy Fall Guys?
Fantasy Fall Guys is the guy with the invincible skin is gonna win.
Oh, there you go. Did you have any bets with the game that you just watched today?
No, no,
No, gotcha.
no. I didn't have any players from there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so it was just for like edumification, as they
Oh,
say.
yes.
Um, Currently it's a head-to-head thing. So
Mm-hmm.
whoever player makes the most points, between like people in the league, so like me and my dad and my mom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my dad has asked a couple people from that team, so it's kind of like keeping up. I also didn't really have anything to do, so I
Mm-hmm.
was just kind of like, well, what else am I gonna do Thursday night?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drive 3 hours to go play Smashy Bros.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yes. When was the last time you did that?
Um, in San Antonio specifically, or
Yeah. Ah, I fell.
so.
Otaku Zone.
Gosh, that's a really good question. I went to San Antonio.
Ah, I fell.
I think it was last year.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes, it was last year. Um, Gosh, everyone's just sitting here. Yes, last year. And I went for work training,
Oh, okay.
but at the same time, I get leisure time.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, hey, you know what? I'll just go for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, lock in. You got it. Okay.
That
Wait,
was
no!
Yeah, that was not it. That was not it.
Was not epic.
I got 10 seconds. No! Come on, no one
No,
qualify.
dude. Yeah. Wait, cook? We cook, baby.
Carried again. Let's go. Are you going in?
Um, oh, yeah, for work training. And I
Mm-hmm.
just entered, I didn't really think anything of it.
Right.
Um, I think I just entered doubles with
Oh, yeah.
Giddy,
Hey, that's cool. That's cool.
I think. I'm not too sure. I think I did.
That sounds like an epic team.
It was fun. Uh, I think 3 years ago was the last time before that.
Dang.
I went to Austin for work training,
Oh.
and I said, during downtime,
Mm-hmm.
I drove over. Typically, I fly over, but I drove over this time.
Okay.
Um, no, oh, no, I got nay-nayed. I got nay-nayed again.
No.
Crazy.
You can't let yourself get nay-nayed. We are both should be super good at this course because of our winter themed outfits.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I don't
But
see
in
anyone
fact,
else
right
with these. Ow! I got hit by the thing. Ah. There I go.
I also got hit by the thing.
I know, I don't like getting hit by the thing. Hey, we're in sync. That means we're a good team. Ah! Ignore that.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
See that? That was crazy.
There we go. That's
I
what
landed on the ring.
Yo. Way to bring it home.
Yeah, so I went for work training to Austin. and I was like, hey, San Antonio's not too far. I might as
Hmm.
well just go and not tell anyone
Oh, really?
and just drop in.
Yeah?
And, it was fun. I saw some folks that I hadn't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm. That's always nice.
And I think I placed like 13th or something like that. And I really should have done better. But
Uh-huh.
at the same time, I was like, I haven't played this game in 3 years at that time.
Yeah, for sure. Valid, valid.
And it was still kind of like, why am I beating you? I'm washed.
I died so
That's
fast
crazy.
just
We
now.
both got cooked. We both got cooked.
That was crazy.
All right. Stop spectating.
Yeah,
We're, we're eliminated, man.
I'm out of there.
We're gone. We're gone.
Yeah, we'll just move past that. How did we both get nay-nayed by the rhino like that?
Yeah, I'm glad you're adopting my vernacular.
It's truly superb. Because I failed to see.
It was the same one.
Yup, I'm gonna do so much better on it this time around. You
Yeah, you
just
need to cook
watch.
this time. You just follow me. Just follow me.
Okay, let's hope we start at the same side. Oh no, they separated us.
Oh,
They
yeah,
knew
they
we'd be too
separated us.
powerful. Getting first and second like that. They had to nerf us.
That's true. There's a guy with a tail skin. I didn't know they collabed with Sonic the Hedgehog,
Hey.
as they call him. I think that's
Fascio
a
was
full
pleased.
government name.
Yeah, oh yes. Fascio was pleased with that collab. I remember when
I
it came
bet.
out. We got.
Does Astra have a Sonic original character?
She should. I don't think she does. To my
Really?
knowledge,
I'm
there's no
surprised.
Fascio Sonic OC, but that like,
I thought that was like collective lore in Sonic fandom
right?
to have an OC.
I'll ask her to get on that because
Wait,
her-
I'm right behind you.
let's go. See, I told you I'd do better this time.
It's true. It's true. You did say that.
This course, it really nay-nayed me the first time around, but now I think I'm getting a hang of it. Getting back into the swing of things.
Back in the saddle, as they say.
Yes, yes.
I'm right behind you.
This is epic. Hey, look at you.
We
Fourth.
cook.
Fourth don't come easy.
Fours don't come easy, as they say.
Exactly. Look at all these people who are taking long like I did that one time.
Is that a Tetris skin? Or I'm spectating Blondie 009, and I think that's like a Tetris skin.
It
And
looks
that's
like
really
it.
cool.
That's dope. It has all the shapes on it.
Yeah. But what would happen if like one of the lines was full?
Oh.
Would their body just like disappear?
No, not the Fall Guys horror. I think it would.
Oh
the worst
my
thing.
god. Is that Kermit skin?
Kermit. Oh yes. I don't remember seeing that one.
That's so funny.
His big old frog head.
I don't know if you've watched them, but there are very interesting videos of Kermit the Frog going around on Omegle. Do you remember
Oh,
Omegle?
yes. I tried it like once, but I was too scared to use it most of the time.
So
What does he
it's
do?
probably not the best to mention it on a family-friendly live stream.
Yeah. Give a. You got it. I'm too curious now. You gotta tell me.
You go. You're smart.
Woo!
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Let's go.
So there's this guy, and he goes around with a Kermit like puppet,
Yeah, yeah.
and he does very funny motions with it.
Okay.
And he has something like shaving cream
Oh.
that when the motion is over, he like shoots it out,
I see.
and it's kind of like rope-like, if you know what I mean.
Yes. That makes sense.
So he just goes around and you know, it's something that a lot of people in Omegle do or did. I think it's like shut down now.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
But as Kermit the Frog.
Does he talk?
And yeah, he talks. He's like, "So what are you doing on Omegle?" And
That was pretty good.
wait, there's I think two pears and one orange. Right?
Looks like it.
Wait, I gotta lock in real quick. Two. Yeah, they're not pears. They're whatever this is.
Yeah, weird looking fruits. This guy's jumping all around crazy.
And yeah, he goes like, "What are you doing on Omegle?" And you know, they'll reply. They'll give something basic, and
Yeah.
and they'll ask Kermit like, "Kermit, what are you doing on Omegle?" And he'll be like, "I'm looking for baddies."
There
There's
you
two pears, one
go.
coconut.
Yes.
Two pears.
A pair of pears.
Dude, there's an Among Us.
And there's Among Us and a Kermit. This is epic. The Among Us grabbed me. I feel honored.
He also grabbed me.
Grabby fella, huh?
Three of the not pears,
Yeah, three of
two
those
coconuts,
things.
and one raspberry.
Okay. Dang, someone is really grabbing me today. Three weird things.
Three of the pear things.
Good job, everyone.
I
You
think
did
no
great.
one died. Yeah.
No eliminations this round. Let's
Good
just
for
pretend that didn't
everyone.
happen.
Yay, everyone.
Kermit survived.
Yeah, Kermit survived.
Maybe if he wins this, he'll get some baddies.
I'll link them to you after the stream.
Okay.
Sometimes if I really, really, really need a laugh, they'll always get a laugh out of me.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Because, you know, the whole thing with Kermit jerking off, you know, that's not what's funny.
Yeah.
What's funny is how people react to it.
Uh-huh. I see what you mean.
Some people really like laugh or get a kick out of it, but
No,
dang
Arthur, I saw you get launched. Hey,
or you launch D.
side by side. Right by that Kermit. Uh-oh. Ooh, shortcut. You got this. You
All right.
got this. I almost fell.
I always get cooked in this one in particular.
It has a tendency to cook people. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm not gonna even try. Ah! I'm scared.
Oh, did you see that save? That was crazy.
I did. I thought you were
I
a
tried.
goner.
I tried. I was so close.
Okay, we might be good because I made it. As long as enough people
There
got
we
cooked.
go. Oh, that guy almost got cooked.
Oh, it cooked.
Oh,
Some people got
dang.
cooked.
Wait, top 4 qualify? Dang, dude.
We did
Oh, we
it.
did it.
We did
Yeah, you
it.
did it. Yes, sir.
We did it. I couldn't have done it without you.
Kermit's alive.
Ooh, I wonder. I think the Kermit and Among Us are on a team together. That is a power team.
That is a power team.
That's pretty cool. Ooh, this one.
Oh,
You
God.
gotta hope you get lucky and jump on the right ones. We got this.
Yeah.
Just see with your mind's eye, which one it is, and then jump onto that
Let me
one.
run the calc.
What?
Okay. I've calculated the path,
Oh, you
as
did.
they say.
Let's go. We got an
What
unfair
what does the
advantage.
button do?
I think it
does this
shoots stuff at other players.
Oh, wow.
Dang it. Why'd it turn me around like that? I found the first tile! Alert! I found the
It
first
also
tile!
turned me around like that. Oh, you found it. Wait, that was easy.
I found the second path! Ah!
Wait, I'm gonna stick around right here.
Okay, so it's to
Okay,
the right.
so it wasn't that.
Alright, so it should be just this. Nope!
It's alright, it's alright. Oh my goodness.
Alright, it's gonna be like this. Oh. I'm
So
not
a little
getting
bit more
lucky. Dang, how far over does it go?
Very, apparently.
There we go. I made
There
it.
you go.
Oh, I got the first one right.
I saw it, I saw it.
That's what's up. I fell. Oh, someone made it?
Ah, man, we were so close.
We were. That was a good run. That was a good run. Dang, nabbit. I'm gonna start using curse words at these people.
Curse? Whoa.
Yup. You heard me.
Whoa, dude.
Frick.
Kind of messed up, man. Watch your language. This is a family show.
I know, I know. I think Kermit influenced
we can
me.
talk about Kermit jerking off, but
Yes.
saying frick? It's too much, dude.
I know, I just get carried away. Especially because Kermit was in that round. Oh, I didn't check to see if
True.
Kermit won that one.
He didn't.
I don't think it was
Unfortunate.
Kermit, yeah. He deserved it,
It
though.
wasn't. You did. Him and the Among Us.
I wish we could be as cool as them.
That's true. We would have to pay like $5.99.
Yes. Just like the
I
price
don't
to
know
be
how much
cool in
skins
Smash
are
Bros.
in this game.
Me neither.
I've never purchased.
Yeah. You're telling
There's a
me
scene
you got that drip
behind
for
me
free?
that's really cool.
I think the Kermit and Among Us got queued with us again.
Really?
Yes!
I see it and Among Us.
They're both here, the Kermit
And
and
I
the
see the
Among
Kermit.
Us. They must
Oh
have
my
queued again,
goodness.
right at the same time as us. Oh, we're
Our
making
goat.
friends. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, they're together. They're lovers.
Oh, I didn't
Wait, there's
know.
2 Among Us.
Ooh. Hopefully Kermit doesn't get confused.
That's true. That's true.
There we go. I fell like a goof, but now I'm back in this.
I'm right side by side with Kermit. I feel like I'm talking to celebrity right now.
You are a famous Omegle celebrity.
I don't know if that carries a lot of cloud, man. I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro made it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I kind of it started off
Dude,
rough.
did you die once?
I died once at the beginning. Yeah,
Okay.
it was goofy. Ooh, a cat with one of those cones on its head. Cats with cones on
Wait,
their
who?
heads are so cute. I actually went over to a friend's house
Oh, God.
today. Let's
The
go.
cone of shame.
Yeah, you saw it, the cone. That's so cute. Oh no, is it?
Wait, the people who won last game are also cute together. They're right next to the Among Us and the Kermit.
What skins did they have?
The one that looks like a watermelon and the one that looks like a
Oh.
disposable vape
Oh.
with a gradient from pink to green.
Mmm. Dang, we queued with all the same people. That's crazy.
They're doing skill-based matchmaking.
Hey, there you go. Oh yeah, they
You
have the
know,
ranked Fall Guys now. That's crazy.
yeah, Fall Guys PR.
You,
There's an eye. Do you see her? Very fun.
yes, that's what's up. We need more. We
That
need
is
some
eye,
polo
right?
skin. Yes. I'm a little. Oh! I got nade so hard. Oh my gosh, that was the fastest. That's
Oh
one of the
gosh,
fastest
yeah,
I've.
you got cooked.
Yeah, it was bad. Like that's like one of the fastest times. It was by one of those pinball things that you're jumping over right now, and it smacked me off the level so early on. Oh no! Nay,
We don't
nay.
get things with Kermit anymore.
No, Kermit's gonna move on without us. Should send them a Fall Guys
Kermit's gonna
DM.
forget about us.
I know. Oh, look at Kermit's name. Unless
what's
you
his
already
name?
backed out.
You're blocking him.
Oh,
Something 69.
yes. Let me embrace myself for a moment. There's a smaller me underneath. Why is there a smaller widescreen version of me underneath the large square version of me?
I don't know.
What's going on with my OBS?
Same thing that happened last time where Quasimodo football was taking over for Fastra.
I tried to get him to take over for you, but it was just showing that weird Discord overlay thing, so I gave up.
Dang.
But oh wait, it's working. I still have the source from last time. Look at the stream. Your wife is
Wait,
here.
I see my wife.
Let's go. I had given up, but now.
Bro gave up. That's crazy.
Remember when you became Quasimodo football for a moment?
Did I?
Yeah, the in the stream when you came in to read the Omori
Oh,
line.
I remember. And I did the funny voice.
Yes, the voice crack guy. How
I love
fortuitous.
that guy, dude. How fortuitous.
That's perfect.
I love that guy so much. He's so funny.
You found the perfect parallel to the in-game character. That was awesome. No, I'm not moving.
Dude, this is like home run advantage.
Yes.
You gotta lock in right now.
Yeah, I'm not a good
Come
start,
on, buddy. We can't be losing to these noobs.
We're like a celebrities on this course because like I'm Santa
Exactly.
himself.
And I'm like the abominable snowman. Fuck. I'm the abominable snowman.
How are all these people
Was-
beating
was
Santa?
known-
Ah!
God, why am I falling here?
I got nade.
There we go.
Ouch. Ow. Stop walking on the tile. I keep walking on the tile. And it launches me so far into the stratosphere. Stop it! I can't get out of here. Oh. No way. That was so bad. You even
Simply
said to lock
in, I
in.
think.
And I
Yeah.
did not do that. Okay, so it's like I just gotta time it. Why didn't I just time it better? There we go.
Just get it.
There we go.
It's easy.
Now I'm doing it. Eh.
You gotta be that guy.
Whee!
Yes, sir. That's how they do it. That's how they do it.
Joey Chow. No! Joey Chow, 'tis the season is dead. No! Joey Chow came and said this is just like the iconic "'Tis the Season" but IRL. It was,
Is
and
that like the movie?
oh, "'Tis the Season."
Hmm.
It's a little mini video series that I have on my channel,
Oh gosh.
and they're all called "'Tis the Season" but with different file extensions. So like .mp4 dot.
MOV, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to dabble.
They're
That's mob lore.
they're very good watches. You'll enjoy it.
I do enjoy watching some of the videos by Binary Code Dude.
That's a deep cut. How do you know him?
It's a deep cut.
You're so epic. That's also me. I need to get a Binary Code Dude skin in this game so I can stream under him too.
A third pseudonym. Or fourth.
Yes. Oh yeah. Then there's also one that's gonna happen sometime. I hope in the next month. It seems like the Keaton's
cool.
debut may be in the next month, but it's not for sure. But like things are starting to come together finally. So it may.
Rose cooking up the recipe.
Yes. Ow. And then I'll have another pseudonym. But if I play as Keaton, then which Fall Guy skin do I use? I don't think they have any piano skins. Maybe they have one that's just split black and white or something.
They do.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that before.
Where like strips right down the middle.
Yeah. That I guess that one would be perfect then. I wonder if I have that skin. Joey Chow says, you need to bring back the old secret message into FNAF song titles for great justice. I was just thinking about those the other day, in those videos of the hidden messages. Fozzie Bear. I wonder how they would do if I made those kinds of videos again. They were fun. They were fun to make.
I've been thinking of ASTF movie with Mario.
Yes.
Is that also a deep cut? I feel like there was a new one recently, wasn't there?
A Mario one or just the original?
A Mario one, right?
I released a trailer for one that's coming out.
Ooh.
So that's on my latest YouTube video is a trailer for the new ASDF 12 and Mario, which isn't done yet. Don't tell anyone. But I put a date so that way I'll force myself to finish it by that date, and I made it December 12th because it's ASDF 12 and it's 12/12.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
If I don't have it by then I'll be a fraud and a liar. So I will finally get the video done after years. It has been years. Yay, I got a golden egg. I'm such a lucky duck. Now I'm gonna bring this back to the enemy's base and see if they appreciate it. Whee! Whoa, we have 2 golden eggs? That's awesome.
I have one in my hand, so about to make it 3, buddy.
Whoa, we gotta protect our horde here.
I no longer have it in my hands.
Aw. That
It
makes
is
sense.
now inaccessible to me, but it is in the blue base, as they say.
The blue base. I'm blue, ba da ba dee ba da da.
That's true.
See, I told you. Ah! Someone's trying to
That's
commit
how they
theft.
hold it down. All right, I just assisted in stealing the golden egg from blue base,
Nice, that's awesome.
and now I'm stealing an egg.
I know someone's stealing one of our golden eggs, but I couldn't stop them because I myself was holding a golden egg.
What the heck?
We might get cooked. Let go of me, you scoundrel. I'm just holding a golden egg. Standing
Why
down.
don't you hold this L?
Let's go. You stopped the madman. You're not going anywhere with my golden eggs.
Let go my ego. as they say.
Yeah, you can take one of the non-golden eggs. I don't really care about those.
No, they can't. What's wrong with you?
Help me. Let's go.
Okay, we got another golden egg in here. We're fine.
We're golden. The Undertale 2 video too. You remember that? Before I changed the name to like the Flight of the Terrans, because YouTube got mad at me for doing like deceptive videos or something like that. So I changed the title from Undertale 2 trailer to like the Flight of the Terrans. How do you remember that, Joey Chow? That's insane. That's a deep cut.
Deep cut lore.
That Undertale 2 trailer, and it's Terrence dancing to Metaton's song. I don't know what compelled me to make that, but I did.
Avoid falling off the hoverboard and reach the finish.
How fortuitous of you.
Fortuitous. Have you been watching videos of it?
I've not besides that one that you showed, but
I only said how fortuitous one time. Like before you said it. So I'm you know those memes that have been going around of that character from Dexter saying like when you know the homie like kind of sus but you can't prove it.
Yes.
And it's that one like guy that's like squinting his eyes and being like,
Yes, I have seen
there's
that.
something going on here. But he can't prove it. So
can't prove it. Ah! I'm getting attacked. I forgot, Joey Chow says, I forgot what the other one was with Terrence dancing, but to like Quick Man theme from Smash 4. Yes. Do 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 da 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 da. I love that song, and I just wanted to make a video with it. Oh my gosh. That is so epic. And welcome to the stream, by the way. I hope your night is going good. That's basically the plot of Death Note in a way. Well, the Terrence video.
like when you can't prove something.
Oh. Yes.
That's kind of true. That's kind of true. You're kind of cooking there.
I've never seen it, but I believe it.
You've never seen Death Note?
I have not. I've been written.
You're missing out, buddy. You're missing out.
It does seem pretty interesting. Woo! Oh no. Okay, I might be good.
What the heck? How do you make it there? It's crazy.
Uh-oh.
It's crazy wacko mode. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it.
Yeah, let's take center. Let's go, Snowman Aru.
I'm risking it.
Oh, you're doing it? What?
We cook.
Oh, we did it. It's not that you might be Kira. It's that you are Kira. Says Joey Chow.
But I can't prove it. Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing of Death Note is L knowing he's right, he just can't prove it, so it hurts his ego, so.
Oh, I see.
Watch it. It's really good. Mm-hmm. It's on Crunchyroll, probably.
Yeah, probably.
If you have a chance, you should look up a video on YouTube that's Death Note without the internal monologue. Because that's something they do a lot. They just internal monologue and they're like, this guy's so stupid. He can't even figure it out. One pear, one orange, and two of those like starfruit. Are they maybe starfruit? Maybe I'm stupid.
Joey Chow, do you know what those fruits are that there's 3 of? 3 these things. Let's go. Is that a jackfruit? I've never heard of that before.
Durian? Maybe that's a durian.
Oh, or a durian.
There's 2 coconuts. I think I saw 1 banana.
Where is it?
Behind me.
I don't see it, but I'll trust you. Oh, I see it. It is behind you. Oh, banana. Oh, they're like the spiky fruits from Breath of the Wild that give you like a trillion yellow hearts. 2 coconuts. 2 coconuts and 1 banana can combine to make something rather inappropriate and crude.
Whoa.
I know. I don't know why they put that in this game.
There's 2 dragon fruits.
3 bananas.
1 pear, 2 bananas, and no, there's 2 dragon fruits.
2 dragon fruits, 1 pear, and 3 bananas.
Was it 3 bananas?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a hidden banana. You're already on it, Aru. You knew. Whee!
Cook.
Breath of the Wild. I remember I played that game a lot. I played it so much, but I started doing all the side quests and like finding all the shrines that I never actually beat it. So it's still to this day I haven't ended the main quest or seen how it ends.
There is so much to Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on top of the rotating ring of tiles to wing the crown. Wow. Spooky.
I love that you said a trillion yellow hearts. That was a pretty epic reference. Oh, Joey Chess. The other day I was watching a streamer and then they were playing Toho and then I thought of you. And I was like, the Wind God Girl. I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. That the Wind God
Which
Girl
Toho?
song goes so hard. I don't remember. I did not. It was this. They said which one it was, but I forgot. Ah! I'm falling! I'm falling! Oh, I almost died.
Bro almost died. That's cringe.
I know. That was pretty cringe. Alright, I'm doing better now, though. I'm staying afloat. I'm just walking back and forth. You know me. Whoa!
Yeah. I'm cringe. Alright, Bob, you got this.
Thank you.
Just two dudes you gotta contend with.
Let's go.
And they're nothing. They're nothing.
Yeah, they are.
That guy's an alligator, and that guy has a crown. He thinks he's a king.
Wow. Talk about
Cringe.
cringe. Ah!
You were close. You were close.
I was. How did
The one alligator guy.
God. Dang it. That makes me want to curse out these players again. I tried getting.
You know what? You have my permission this time. You have my permission this time. You can do it.
You punks!
Oh, might be a little bit too much, even with my permission.
I know, but that got me so heated, man. I was so close. The victory was in my grasp, and then I blundered it. Joey Chow says, I tried getting all the Koroks. There's a lot of those little guys. Yeah. But even after using a guide, I was at like 898 out of 900, so I just gave up and went to the final boss. I don't blame you. That sounds impossible, like even using a guide. Because there's so many of those little guys. Did they do that in Tears of the Kingdom too? Did they put like 1 million little guys around the map? Or did they...
They actually increased the number of little guys on the map.
Wow. That's insane. I love those little guys. Oh! What? There's an invisible wall here preventing skilled players from being skilled. God. I'm gonna have to really pick up some slack here. Come on! Come on! Oh, and recently, when they were doing the Toho stream, it was because it was on 9/9, which was Cerno's day. Is it pronounced Cerno? Because I know the streamer I was watching
Cerno,
said it
yeah.
differently. And I was
Cerno,
like,
Cyrno.
I was starting to doubt myself. They're a lot different too, I believe, in
Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, they are. What? We ate down on that one. Why did they think that we didn't make it?
My bad, gang.
I know people were like building little contraptions to torture them. I heard about that too.
That was really fun. Probably the best part of Tears of the Kingdom. I think games like that are like really, really like content heavy just get really overwhelming after some time.
That's fair. The katakana in her name is Chiruno. Ah. Yeah, I only ever saw the name in, the English spelling, but Chiruno. Ah, I would have thought it was a soft, sir. That's just how I've always said it in my head. But maybe I think they said it closer to that, and that's why I was like taken aback. Because I was like, whoa, that's not how I'm used to hearing it.
Have you heard of Yuyuko?
No. What's that?
That's also a Toho character.
Oh, okay. I might recognize them visually, but I don't know the name.
And she has pink hair and
Ooh.
a like blue hat.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's this really cute video of this one guy at his desk with a Yuyuko Fumo.
Uh-huh.
You know what a Fumo is?
Is it those little plushies?
It's the little plushies.
Ouch.
And he has a Yuyuko and like feeds her like cake from a cup, mind you.
Uh-huh.
And it's really cute.
I want to see
like,
it.
5 to 10 years later. That particular video was titled something like "This is my Yuyuko."
Okay.
And like 5 to 10 years later, he posted another video saying like, "This is still my Yuyuko."
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
And it's the same like, it's the same doll. Wait,
Yo.
first place.
Let's go. There's no way we didn't get first place. The English spelling is Cirno, but I think everyone says it with the ch sound, Cherno. That could explain why I never heard anyone say it up until that point. There's at least 30 of them even. The epic meme dolls, the Fumos. Is that what it's called, Fumo?
Fumo.
Do you have any?
I do, but not Toho ones.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tuhu.
A video has been sent by Mr. Aru. Let's see what it is. Oh, look at her. She is my Yuyuko. The stylus on the desk.
The iPod, the DMG missing the screen lens. And there's a 10-year anniversary video.
No way. That's
And
kind of
it's the
epic.
same desk.
Yo. 2011. You love to see it. She is my
Joey
Yuyuko
Chow says,
10-year anniversary.
I think I have like 9 to 10, maybe more. And that's, wow.
Nice.
Are they just Tuho or Toho or Tuhu?
That's epic, Joey. All right, let's do this.
There's a gold right in front of me. And it's taken.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Oh wait,
not
did you
by me.
mean someone else took it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Kermit's blue. That looks weird. If you ever see Kermit and he's blue, then avert your eyes because it looks weird.
That's honestly kind of like really sus for Kermit to do.
I know. I don't know what.
Because his whole bit is being green.
Yeah. He's like, it's this whole thing. No, someone got one that I was gonna get.
Golly. Everyone's just like getting the ones that rightfully belong to me.
Right. I guess +1 if you count the one they made of the Ami Ami mascot girl. That's cool. I think I've heard of that.
Oh, we're cooked, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. We gotta get like 1,000 gold ones in order to have a chance of surviving. Ow, Blue Kermit. Leave me. Stop it. Aww, a gold one appeared, but someone got it like instantly.
I got
You
one.
just got a gold one. Maybe we can bring this back.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Wait, we're kind of getting close. No, we're not getting close.
I have 4. They're from Butchie the Rock.
Ooh.
And they're just sitting in my living room in a shelf. And they look really good together. You know how it is when you like you want to get one of something, but you're like, but I don't want it to get lonely, but I don't want them to like hate each other. And so I'll get a third, and well, then I gotta complete the set, right? And just like
that's how it goes.
eventually I found myself saying, I'm spending $200 on dolls.
I see. Well, as long as they're sitting pretty.
Expensive, so.
As long as they're sitting pretty, I want to see that.
Wait, I'll send you a picture.
Hey, okay.
Okay, I sent it to you.
That's awesome. The 4 of them. And there's a little Garfield too.
Yeah, that's one of my friends made that plushie, and I bought it to support her.
Oh, that's awesome. Homemade Garfield.
It wasn't homemade, but
Oh.
there was like an actual like print run thing.
Oh.
But you know, supporting friends.
Okay.
She has also done 2 other plushies. Garfield was kind of like a tester. She just really likes Garfield, I think.
I can get behind that. Whee!
I also have a 5th secret Fumo. It's a CL Fumo. It's not an actual one. It's one I commissioned. I take it everywhere on vacations.
Nice.
And I just like take pictures of it like really scenic places. And just post it on Twitter.
Oh, I think I remember that. If I recall, if I'm thinking of what I'm thinking of. Let's see what else you got. Is that a lightsaber helm?
Oh, yeah, that's from the Star Wars Jedi Survivor special edition that limited run games did.
Oh.
Um, I haven't finished that game,
Oh.
and that came out a while ago. So that's on me.
I'm the same way with some stuff.
Dude, they got sombreros here. You think they're gonna celebrate like Cinco de Mayo?
Yes. Ow, I got sniped. I see the tails. Dang, this thing
Wait,
is...
I totally forgot to ask, but we have a Nintendo Direct coming in like 8 hours.
Yes.
What do you think? What are we cooking? Are we cooking? A gas?
I'm not sure. I want to say, you know, something Smash related, but I'm not holding my breath for that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's really fair.
Grab it. Yes. Oh no, I let go. I did really good on this one. But I'd like to see something Chibi Robo. That'd be cool.
GB Robo.
Yeah.
They recently put the first game on NSO, didn't they?
Yes, I saw that. That was awesome. I'm glad more people are gonna be able to play it.
Oh, in that picture, you might be able to see Sorry, I was just sent a meme. There's picture frames with pictures of CL in there.
Yes, I saw
Every time I take a vacation and it's somewhere like that I really enjoyed. The one on the left is Virginia Beach. The second one is Alaska.
Oh yeah.
If I really like where I went, I'll commission an artist to kind of like quote unquote put CL in there.
Oh.
I'm going to Vegas in a couple weeks.
Oh.
For work training, but
Okay.
I'll still, you know, and go around and do the thing. So I'm really considering like commissioning someone to draw her gambling.
Hey. That'd be awesome. If you do, then make sure to show me.
I will. Oh, this is like Splatoon and junk.
It is. It's such an epic Splatoon reference. Splatoon, but tiles.
What if Splatoon was epic?
Yeah. They answered that question here.
Oh, I didn't get one.
I'm gonna light up this whole floor. Oh, look at all this free real estate up here. Ah!
Where the
My
heck
battery.
did the battery go? This guy's really grabbing me.
No. No, we're losing.
Yeah, by a lot, actually.
We're about to turn it around though, watch.
I don't know, man.
Why are we like super losing?
Turbo losing, if you will.
Yeah. Oh wait, we're somehow winning now.
Cook. I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
This ragtag
Wow,
group of folks.
look who the cat dragged in.
We did
Get
it.
yourself some good posture.
Thank you for the pasture. I mean, redeem pasture. I've been doing my journal. I only have about a day left till I've caught up. Oh, shoot. That's awesome, pasture. Good job on working on it. I was already a week behind. Whew. Definitely intimidating, so I'm glad you were able to get it done. Let's go faster. Let's go.
Oh.
All right, it's this one.
Oh man, they have the spikes and stuff.
I know. What's going on? You're not supposed to do that.
It's
How
kinda
many
spooky,
crowns have
if you
you
will.
and Aru got? We've been struggling a
7.
little bit.
No. We got like 7.
Yes, I remember that. I'm just gonna run straight for the. I fell off.
Oh baby,
Let's go.
you see that?
I did.
You gotta make it. You gotta make
Which
it.
one is it again? Oh,
One more. Well, whatever.
let's go. I got 3 points.
Yeah, Fastra. We're kind of dominating this game.
Yes, you can see this.
We got 7 epic crowns. Peg win pursuit. I'm
What a
surprised
name.
that this isn't the last game. Is it? Oh, it is. I think no. Because 2 teams qualify for this one, right? I think.
Yeah. Come here, you crazy little bugger. I want him. Let go of me.
Stupid penguin. All right, you gotta help me.
Okay.
We've gotta grab these red guys. Grab it.
No, the gingerbread cookie.
Okay, wait. Protect me.
Uh-oh.
Grab it. Grab. Oh, he's juking me. That was kind of crazy.
Wow. Look how long we've held it.
6 seconds.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we might be cooked, I fear.
Yeah, it just doesn't turn around soon. How did he get it? No.
Yeah, we're cooked. It's fine.
Yeah, even if we held it for the rest of the game. You guys getting your 7 crowns. Yes.
That's true, Vastra. That's true. This one was kind of a fluke, I'll say.
Yeah, a rare fluke.
Rare RUL.
Yeah, that usually never happens. Trust me.
Oh, whoops. It didn't leave the game. There we go. Wait. Okay. Sending a picture to you on Discord.
Okay. Nice.
So
Nice
that's
steak
just
and
what I do.
fries. Yeah.
I just take it around.
Mm-hmm.
And
Whoa.
take pictures. There's a Kermit here.
The Kermit's back. Nice.
I think that's Miss Piggy.
Right.
But it's not Kermit and Among Us. It's just Kermit and Miss Piggy.
That makes sense.
I don't know. I think the Kermit and the Among Us made a very good team.
I know. I wish we ran into them again.
Me too. Why did I miss that? How did I miss that? That's crazy talk. It's crazy wacko mode.
Ouch. There we
I'm
go.
behind you.
No way. Oh, I saw you,
Dragon
snowman.
hit.
No way. You're joking me. Ouch.
You gotta say it right if you're gonna say it like that.
How do you say it?
Are you joking me? Oi. Oi, mate. Are you joking?
I made it.
Well, it's kind of tough.
Ah.
These beams of light, they're kind of,
Problematic.
they kind of, yeah, we need to cancel them online.
Yes. Alright, I qualified.
On
How are you
Twitter.com
doing back there?
specifically. I'm doing.
Oh. No. Another rare fluke, Fastra.
Yeah, this usually never happens. This would have been our 8th crown.
I'm having straw
saying.
performance anxiety. Oh. Mario, the Mario hat is around someone
Engaged.
who's asleep, so I can't get it right now.
Oh, dang.
But I'll do it next time, for sure, Fastra.
Why don't you do a Mario impression?
Hello, it's me, Mario. Wahoo!
There you go.
I am the #1. I play. No, Fastra.
Oh, she's mad.
I know.
Big mad.
I deserve it, honestly. No, it's this
Yeah,
fruit
what-
counting one again. Why do we have to do the fruit counting one again? Haven't we done this one already?
Have we?
Fall Guys is supposed to give us new games, not old games. I want to jump.
We've never
and
had
run.
it for first round. To be fair. To be fair.
Oh,
Wait, there's an Among Us. There's a Kermit. It's them.
There's even a Mr. Krabs and a ninja.
I saw Patrick too.
I wonder if they're
3
together.
dragon fruit, 1 raspberry.
Okay.
Three dragon fruit.
Why did that one guy continue to stand where he was, even though everyone else was on the dragon fruit? I
Bro was
wonder if that
special.
was even a real person. It seemed like bot behavior.
2 banana, 3 dragon fruit, 2 raspberry. 4 dragon fruit.
Oh, 4 dragon fruit, 3 raspberry, 1
I think
banana.
it's 2 raspberry. No, it might have been 3. 4 dragon fruit.
Let's see. 3 raspberry. Let me go.
I see 3 coconut,
Yep. 3.
4 pear,
4 pairs. Okay.
and 2 of the things that look like pears but aren't. Durians or whatever.
Okay.
Get away from me. I've got a stalker in here. 3. What was it? What was it? Coconut. I'll trust collective consciousness.
That's why I survived too, is because I just saw a bunch of people on it.
Faster, you weren't fast enough to tell us the answer,
Oh.
and we had to rely on other people. What the heck, man? You're supposed to help us out here.
Fastra, have you made a Sonic OC? I need to know.
Good bit. Good bit. Good farm.
Usually, I'm much faster. I know.
Bubble trouble.
That's pretty funny name. It rhymes. Why are we in trouble?
Someone told the principal on us. You haven't made a Sonic OC? Aren't you like Sonic super fan?
Right?
Isn't that your whole like persona?
Right? What's the deal, fast?
Yeah, how can you be fast if you don't have a Sonic OC? It's kind of messed up, man. You should be ashamed.
Better
I
make one
take it too
right
far.
now, fast. You should be ashamed. Where are the bubbles? They're
I
not
don't
here
think
anymore.
there's gonna spawn anymore.
Yep. Where are they? Here they are.
Wait,
Here in
they went to
this.
the same place. The one where you just left.
Oh, really? They came back?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh, how did I miss that?
There's no bubbles over here anymore. I'm like an average level fan. It's only because I tried to main Sonic for like a week in the Smash 4 days, but the name stuck. Fastra maining Sonic and being called Fastra. It's just like your official name now. It's really pretty cool.
Is it kind of like me being called Aru
Uh-huh.
officially?
She just, aw.
What the heck?
Alright, one more try. So let's make sure to win it.
Alright, alright, alright.
We're gonna get it. Our 8th dub of the night.
It's actually number 9. I miscounted.
Oh, I got you, I got you.
Oh yeah, what are you expecting from the direct, as they say?
I feel like they're gonna talk more about Kirby Air Riders, which would be pretty cool. Well, they already talked about it a lot, so I don't know.
Pretty long direct of Massive Hero Soccer Guy
Yes,
talking about it.
that's true.
They might
so-
mention it, but I don't think it's gonna get more lore.
Yeah, maybe just like another trailer or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe.
Whee!
The streets are saying that they're gonna announce the new Mario movie.
I saw that. I saw some posts about Mario movie. I wonder if that's gonna be true. That'll be pretty epic.
Yeah, the first movie was really fun.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was just a Super Mario. Super.
That's true. That's true. That's what they call it.
The way the world was designed, the soundtrack, all those little references. It was very cool.
The little references were really sweet.
Yeah.
I think we made it. Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
Clearly.
There we go. There we go.
Naturally. All right, Bob. We need to get sweaty.
Okay.
If we can win, we need to get sweaty.
Okay. Oh, okay. I can do this one.
Dude, this is the Rizzler.
Let's go. He deserves to have his own game in Fall Guys.
I agree. How about you, Bob? Do you have a Sonic OC?
I don't. But if I did, he would
Why?
be wearing a Christmas hat.
If he did, he'd be wearing a Christmas hat.
He would. He would.
You should make one.
Right. I wonder what the name would be. Bobby, maybe?
Yeah, maybe like Bobby.
I like that name. I'm just gonna stay ahead of the fan. Ouch. Uh-oh. That's not gonna keep me ahead of the fan.
I died. You're gonna have to carry the load, buddy.
Alright. I'll stay alive.
Well, it seems like you're still in second place, so.
Whoa! That fan is brutal.
Yeah.
I don't know how people stay ahead of it like that.
Top 7 qualify, and we're in second. I think. Is there only one guy left? No, there's 2 guys.
Are they still battling it out? Yay, Mr.
They're the
Krabs
same
got
team.
blown off. Oh, don't take that out of context. Let's go. All those people eliminated.
Incoming. Be ready for it.
This will be epic. It's this one.
Roll out.
That's Jigglypuff's neutral bee.
It's true. What do you know about Jigglypuff?
She's very puffy and likes to sing. And has
Do
some
people
cool rest
like her
combos.
singing?
Not usually.
Dang. Kind of roasted.
I know.
Unfortunate.
Whee! I got this. I'm gonna survive so long on this one. You're not even gonna be
How long?
ready.
Specifically.
A minute and 10 seconds.
A minute and 10 seconds. All right. Fastra, start the timer.
She's my go-to stream hand. Mr. Krabs is chasing me. Why is he chasing me? Or
You
maybe
should tell him you have an idea.
he's just trying to survive. They should have a Rango skin in this.
A Rango?
Yeah, like they should tell me
Wait,
to put a Rango skin.
who's Rango?
That awesome little lizard from the 2011.
From that
animated film.
2000s movie?
Yo, they should just put him in this
I think
game.
he was a chameleon.
Oh, chameleon.
I think so.
They need to
But
put
I'm
him in
not too
this.
sure.
I don't know
I
why
think
they
only
need to,
one
but-
person has died.
Yeah. So we're tied for first.
We need to, like, not die, because that would instantly eliminate us.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Continuing on.
Oh, wow. Wait. That doesn't make sense. Oh, it does. Never mind. Wait, but it doesn't. How do you eliminate 3 people?
Good question. What was going on there, Fall Guys? I think Fall Guys.
Very suspicious. Very suspicious.
Yeah, what was going on there?
Quick, read that. What does it say at the top?
Quad.
Quad.
Can you ask Fasha why she sent me a screenshot of like a timer on... Oh, Fasha did start the timer.
Thank you, Fastra. That timer is no longer
She
necessary.
sent a screenshot of it on Discord. First I was like, why did she send me this timer? Oh, it was Fastra start the timer. You're always reliable, Fastra.
What the heck? You gotta do it for us, Bob.
Oh no, you're out.
Yeah, I got destroyed by those light beams.
Yes,
Came out of nowhere, man.
They're evil. All right,
Came out of
I'll do
nowhere.
this. I'll do it. I'll do this for us.
Yeah, just stick around.
Yay. My time has come.
Go, 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 go,
That
go.
was almost...
Oh, that was almost a save.
I almost saved it. Dang.
Sorry.
Well, I do have work tomorrow morning, so I'll have to cut it here. But man, this was fun. And thank you for joining me.
Fun. We had fun. Thank you.
I'm really glad we were able to play tonight.
Yes, sir. Thanks for playing with me.
Yeah. And just yeah, if you feel free to message me anytime. You want to do some Fall Guys on or off stream, you know, we can totally play, you know, off stream as well.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do.
But
Thank you.
Of course. And make sure that if you are like us and get like 9 Fall Guys crowns in one night, then you should take care out there. Bow, 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 bow.
Take care out there.
Hi.
Doom, doom, doom,
How was your
doom.
stream?
Doom, doom, doom.
What were you doing?
All right.
What were you
Bye, Bob.
up to in your stream? He runs a movie theater that joined with our state's major baseball team, so he manages that too. If you ever want a free hot dog, wait. I love. Where's my hot dog? Do I have hot dog here? Please, 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 please. No. Wait, do I? No. I don't have my hot dog here. No. I love hot dogs. I think maybe Subway is my number one, and then hot dog might be my number two favorite comfort food. Hot dog. But I like specifically Costco hot dogs and Chicago dogs. I do not buy hot dogs and I also very rarely go watch like baseball games, but they're so expensive at the stadium. They're like $20 for a hot dog or something crazy like that. I can't. That goes against my $1.50 Costco hot dog budget.